been glassing since it was barely light enough to see. I glassed all that open ridge that I was looking at last night. Make sure there's no bucks on it, because I'm going to take the horses right around the peak here. There's some other buck country over there, and just wanted to make sure I wasn't riding through an easy shooter standing out there in the sagebrush I hadn't seen, but I don't see those bucks, so that's the problem when you're not after one single buck. You kind of got to keep moving, and sometimes you bugger it up, but I feel pretty confident going through there. I've spotted about 4 more bucks down in that basin, but just little ones. Nothing bigger than about a 154 point. By the way, I've seen some bucks rubbed off earlier this year than ever. Even that video I posted opening day, there's one buck in there that was rubbed off, and that was August 30th. Coming up on 9 o'clock. I've just been watching these bucks down here and just easing along this timber's edge and looking down in the shadows. It's a small spot, but I'm not seeing deer anywhere else that I can get to, so I've learned to just be real careful around this stuff, because you don't see all the deer and they can just pop out, and that's why you want to be quiet. Try to find you a place where you're not skyline. That's why I'm sitting by this little tree right here that you can see the rest of the ridge is bald. And then just be quiet. Keep your weapon close. Everything really close so you don't have to be moving around a lot. And sometimes they'll just pop out. And one other thing, when you get ready to leave, don't just stand up and walk off. Stand up really quiet and watch for a while. Because sometimes you moving will alert them. May not spook them out of the area, but they'll pick their head up and look around or something. But if you just walk off, I've had it happen a dozen times. All of a sudden you hear them boom, 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 headed the other way. So just like I write about in the book with ambush hunting, this really isn't an ambush because I'm not waiting for a particular deer, but I'm in a good area. So be quiet, keep the wind in your favor, and watch. You just never know what's going to happen. Okay, it's about 11:15. I'm back at camp. Time to make a decision. Do I stay here or do I move on to another spot? And I've kind of learned over the years, especially early in the fall, hunting the open country like this is, that if you spend a couple of days in an area and you're not seeing a good buck, there's probably not one there. A lot of people don't want to believe that. They think there's one on every peak, but not in these over-the-counter units, there's not. And I found if you spend a couple of days and you're seeing bucks where they should be, and you're not seeing what you want, then odds are you're better off to move on. So that's what I'm going to do, and it takes about 5 hours to get over where I'm going. I hate moving camp. That's one reason I scout so much in the summer, because if I can find a big buck, then I know just stay there. Even if you're not seeing him, just stay there. Saves you energy, saves you logistics, and you can spend your time hunting. But I think it's going to be worth it to move. This other spot probably takes about 3 hours to get there, but it'll take me a couple hours to get camp packed up and set up. So we're going to rest up for just a little bit, get a little shut-eye, and then head on out this afternoon, and might even get some glassing in tonight. But if not, definitely we'll be on the mountain in the morning. Okay guys, made about a 4-hour horseback ride over here. I got set up low in the timber here so I can look up in the basin. It's a really timbered basin, but I've already seen 2 bucks up in there. Seen some really good bucks up there over the years. So I'm just going to watch this for this evening. I got the coolest little setup here. Got my spot and scope here. Got my pack. Walk right over here. There's my saddle. There's my horses. Here's camp right here. Got my bedroll out. I'm just going to sleep under the stars tonight. Got dinner going. Man, life's good. Alright guys, it's almost too dark to see. There ended up being 3 bucks up there. About like what I've been seeing, just medium 4-point size bucks, you know. Hard to say at 2 miles how many points they have, but they're not big bucks. So anyways, I'll glass this again in the morning. It'll be good the first hour, and after that then I'm going to move further up. There's some other basins I'll try to hit tomorrow. Just keep looking. And it's the 8th of September, and I just heard my first elk bugle back here behind me, which is good to hear.